States military is no longer going to be recruiting at a prestigious black and...
So Trump just passed that into the law. The United States military will no longer be going to recruit black, because apparently black people are DEI. But that's not it. Look this up. Black American men are the most overrepresented men in the military. Right now, if white men decide to start a civil war right now, we will 10 ways from Sunday. The number of black men that are militarily trained in America is outrageous. I am one of them. I am a Marine Corps veteran. Do you know what it takes to be a Marine? Put 10 football fields. I can hit the target from 10 football fields. Yes. From 1,000 yards, I can kill anybody from 1,000 yards. Do you know how many of me exist in the United States? Donald Trump is trying to make sure there is no longer a militarized black men. People who don't understand this will hear this and be like, oh my God, yeah, no more black people in the military. No, they were training us. Now they realize they have trained the people they're trying to oppress, and they cannot do that. So they need to make sure there are no more militarized black men.
I really think that's true. Well, ladies and gentlemen, first things first. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Natsukoda Esther. If you are new here, guys, thank you so much. 16,000 of you. I appreciate your love and support. Now, Trump has decided no more black men recruitments. You know what? In the beginning, I was like, kind of like salty. Yeah, because just like every other person, it kind of like hit me. I was like, this man is very ready to assist, of which he is. But until I saw this man's explanation, that's when I was like, it makes sense. Yes, he is putting his ray to the system to play actually in favor of his people, because he is scared. Like, it gave me a sense of they are actually scared. Yeah, they are seeing the things that they are doing towards black people in America, and they are scared and they want to prepare themselves. They were training black people so that they can be the ones on the front line, so that their people can survive. Okay, so their people don't die. But now I feel like Trump sees that, oh man, what have we done? We have trained these people so much that right now, when we are trying to switch up on them, they can literally finish us. Black people can actually finish.
The military is no longer recruiting black men because of DEI. They've opted out of recruiting engineers and just everyday black people. Since Frumpy has taken office, over 300 and something people have been registering to become part of the armed service every day since December. Most of those people are going to be white because they're MAGA lovers. I want y'all to keep this in perspective. Military is overly seen as black. We make up the majority of the Marines, majority of the Army, majority of the Air Force. We make up majority of the armed forces in America. And it was because during most of the times, this country did not have a problem sacrificing black bodies for the sake of the country. And they made sure that the recruiting areas were in low-income housing areas, the hood, the ghetto, where they know people did not have a chance of either graduating high school with a diploma, they would have to get a GED, going to college, or they didn't have the skill set to get a certain type of job. But now, it has worked against them. Because they know if we went to civil war, the highly trained, skilled soldiers are majority black. They also would have to worry about the white people who are actually on the black side and every other race. And if we had a civil war right now, white folks would lose. So they're stacking their recruitment, and they are ignoring DEI, which means black people, because that's what they think DEI is, so they can make sure they have the upper hand when shit pops off in this country. Because whether we want to know it or not, it will pop off sooner or later. And they want to make sure that the odds are not against them. They're going to get young, ignorant, uneducated European Americans to do their dirty work. But we got YNs. We grew up in survival mode. The one thing white folks can never take for black folks is how to survive. And we're always one step ahead of y'all when it comes to your hate and your racism. You don't think we're not prepared? Trust me, we are. Recruit as many as you want. It won't make a difference in the end.
I tell you guys, tell me what you think in the comment section about this entire thing. But yes, he is racist, but it's giving. He is scared. He is intimidated. Why people right now are timid. Yeah, and also because black people have kept their silence too much. During this entire saga, black people have kept their entire... You know, when you anger somebody and you expect them to... and then they stay cool. Yeah, you better know something is coming. So I feel like Trump is like, I better train my people now. There's no more time for white men to go sit. Come and train. Because when black people wake up and they say enough is enough, we are done. Because they are enough well trained. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and let me give you the reactions of other people.
Is it true that Trump is stopping the recruitment of black people going into the military? You want the truth? Yeah, I want the truth. You want the truth? Yeah, you damn right. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. So I guess the topic that's running rampant now through TikTok is the fact that Trump allegedly doesn't want any more black people to be enlisted into the army. It's speculated that the agenda that's being pushed now is that he wants an all-white military in case there's a civil war that breaks out within this country. And he wants all the white people to be ready, trained, and prepared in case there's, some kind of civil unrest. And he wants to exclude the black people so they don't have a leg to stand on in case there is such confrontation that, decides to unfold. Another perspective is that given the history of us and our participation in the military, especially during said times, people said, go ahead. We don't want to fight your wars anyway, because we never got the respect that we deserved. And anything that is documented in history, you don't want people to know. When we went to go fight, to combat, Germany during the times of the Holocaust, all the German POs, they were treated with such respect, while those that were black, that were part of the U.S. military, weren't. Many people who were black that came home, many were found hung in their uniforms, lynched. Another point that was brought up was the fact that Trump was a draft dodger. He came up with some kind of poor ass excuse that he had bone spurs on his foot. That was a reason for him not to participate in the military. And of course, a lot of people said, that's the privilege of being rich. You can avoid doing anything to be a service of your country if it puts you in harm's way. Meanwhile, all the while, you had the example of Muhammad Ali and the shit they tried to put him through when he refused to participate in the draft. And he simply stated point blank to everybody's face to say, hey, my enemy isn't out there. My enemy is right here. Them people never did anything to me, but you my oppressor, you my opposer. When I want to fight for freedom, when I want to fight for justice, when I want to fight for equality, you're the one standing in my way. You're the one keeping me down. And they wouldn't allow him to fight this, that, everything else. They try to find him in violation. So that's another example that was pointed out. And a lot of people said, go ahead. Like, you think that's going to affect us? We don't care. Go fight your own wars. Why are you sitting there trying to police the whole world, trying to be the bully to the whole world, thinking you some big powerhouse because all you want to do is control everything and everybody? Go ahead, see how that works out for you. We'll gladly sit this one out and watch how many numbers in your people decline in case a war does break out. And a lot of people are asking the big question. If that were to come to pass and say you do get a Russia or a China, are the black people going to side with America or are they going to side with the other people? That was an interesting question. Something to think about.
We have another big news right now. The United States military will no longer be recruiting at the prestigious Black Engineering Award events. This is following Donald Trump's anti-DEI executive order. According to military.com, the United States Army and other service branches will not be recruiting at the Black Engineer of the Year award this year. Nor will they be recruiting at the BEA, which is an annual conference that draws students, academics and professionals in science, technology, engineering, and math. Historically, it's been used to recruit some of America's best and brightest in the military and the Pentagon. But after Donald Trump's DEI executive order and Pete exit saying there is no more Black History Month, there won't be any kind of recruitment from a pool of highly qualified and talented applicants.
We have some big news right now. The United States military is no longer going to be recruiting at a prestigious Black Engineering Awards event following Donald Trump's anti-DEI executive order. According to military.com, the United States Army and other service branches will no longer be recruiting this year at the Black Engineer of the Year Awards, or BEA, B-E-Y-A. It's an annual conference that draws students, academics, and professionals in science, technology, engineering, and math. And historically, it's been used to help recruit some of America's best and brightest in the military and the Pentagon. Well, now after Trump's anti-DEI executive order and Pete Hegseth essentially telling the Department of Defense it can no longer observe Black History Month, it's no longer going to be recruiting from this pool of highly qualified and talented applicants. I'll do a full breakdown shortly on my Substack of what this all means. As always, comment below your thoughts, spread the word, follow along for all the news you need to know about. And if you want to read the full story on the military no longer going here, go to military.com.
This is actually wonderful news, folks. This is what I'm gonna tell you how. So that guy's reporting. Please go back and watch the whole thing. That guy's reporting about the United States military under bitch ass Trump, saying they're not coming to a specific event where the best and brightest in a certain category of, I believe it's probably math, science, architect, things of that nature, right? Engineering, all the military shit, right? They're not going there to recruit. And I love it. Why do I love it? For one, that's less Black folks in the gears of our military, which is just a death military. We don't do too much good with our military, right? Not too much, okay? Number two, we, the Black community, already said we're bowing out. We can't just bow out when it's negative shit. We bow out all the time under every circumstance. And Trump, I was going to say they, it wasn't they. Trump just allow us a gracious bow out by saying don't even show up. Good. We don't want our children in your military. Good. We need those minds in Black-owned businesses and thriving. We need that. That's a very good way, folks, of stepping back and minding our business, Black community. Those who may have thought they were going to the military, now they may have to adjust a little bit, and it won't be hard for them because they're highly intelligent, right? They have to adjust, and many of their minds will go to, well, if you don't want me, I don't want to work for you. And they go into Black-owned businesses or starting their own or collabing with students that they met over the years that have the same mentality, but their skill is a little different. And then that skill is a little different. But when they come together, it's amazing. That's what they're doing. My bad. I keep on saying they. That's what Trump is doing for the Black community right now.
So the American army is not going to be recruiting Black people. So you're no longer going to entice young Black people to go and fight for wars and die for wars for a country that doesn't value them. So you think this is going to be a punishment, that Black people will no longer be able to fight in wars and die for a cause that doesn't serve them? Interesting.